Ein herzliches Willkommen auf diesem Bootcamp, ein herzliches Willkommen zu Tag 2. Mr. Danny ist natürlich auch mit am Start. Danny, was geht? Alles fit?
Was geht? Ich bin absolut gehypt. Nochmal von mir herzlich willkommen auf diesem Call. Ich hoffe, ihr habt alle einen Stift und einige leere Blätter parat. Ja, denn heute, wie gesagt, ist der Special Guest Kumer. Und ich muss ehrlich sagen, als ich mit Smart Money angefangen habe, habe ich mit Rock angefangen bei GoLive. Er war mein erster GoLive Educator im Thema Smart Money und ich habe so extrem viel von ihm lernen können. Und ihm verdanke ich wirklich sehr viel für den Punkt, wo ich jetzt stehe. Ja, egal in welchem Bereich, ob es das Smart Money ist, ob es das Mindset ist, ob es die Trading-Psychologie ist. Es ist so viel, was ich von ihm lernen konnte. Und nicht nur ich, viele andere, Yannick, Finn und so weiter und so fort, konnten extrem viel von ihm lernen. Deshalb lasst euch diesen Input bitte nicht entgehen.
Safe, auf jeden Fall. Also ohne Witz, Rock hat mir in meiner Marktanalyse so unglaublich weitergeholfen. Ist wirklich der Hammer, was ich alles von ihm lernen konnte, was ich alles von ihm durch ihn erfahren habe, was ich alles mitbekommen habe. Also wirklich, wirklich echt krass. Deswegen, wie gesagt, ich kann es nur noch mal sagen, ruft noch mal alle eure Leute an, schreibt in den Teamroom rein, dass die Leute hier auf diesen Call kommen sollen, weil den Input dürfen sie sich wirklich nicht entgehen lassen. Das, was hier heute kommt, dürfen sie sich wirklich nicht entgehen lassen. Ohne Witz, ich war wirklich eine sehr, sehr lange Zeit lang jeden Montag ab 8 Uhr, jeden Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag um 9 Uhr, jeden Freitag um 8 Uhr und jeden Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag um 12 Uhr auf Rock seinen Go-Live-Sessions. Und den Input, die Marktanalyse, die der Typ gibt, ist einfach unglaublich. Und das auch, was er für uns heute vorbereitet hat. Er hat mir geschrieben, I will leave you some child work and do some mindset for you guys. Und ich glaube, da können wir so viel lernen, weil der Typ ist mittlerweile so lange am Start, hat so viele profitable Trades schon rausgehauen, hat so viel gelernt und kann so viel mitgeben. Das heißt, es ist wirklich, wirklich geisteskrank, was dieser Typ mitgeben kann. Aber Danny, lass uns ganz kurz nochmal zu dem Tag gestern kommen. Bro, wie viel positiven Input, wie viel positive Nachrichten hast du bekommen? Weil ich schwör's dir, mein Instagram, mein WhatsApp und mein Telegram explodiert.
Ich muss ehrlich sagen, mein Handy ist auch wirklich explodiert. Ich habe drauf geguckt, habe alles beantwortet, habe es gerade weggelegt und in dem Moment, wo ich es weggelegt habe, hat es schon wieder angefangen zu blinken. Das ist echt, also die Resonanz gestern, das war wirklich nice und es freut mich extrem, dass so viele Menschen was lernen konnten, dass so viele Menschen was mitgenommen haben und dass auch so viele Menschen wieder heute am Start sind und macht es gerne wie gestern, haut Stories raus ohne Ende. Ja, wie gesagt, wir reposten alles, wir haben es echt gern, wenn ihr uns Nachrichten schreibt, wenn ihr uns vielleicht ein bisschen Kritik gebt, wenn ihr uns sagt, was euch gefallen hat, ja, denn letzten Endes sind wir alle hier, um zu lernen und yes.
Sehr, sehr geil. Auf jeden Fall, wir können uns genauso weiterentwickeln. Das wollen wir auch tun. Wir haben auch schon gesagt, hey, wir haben Bootcamp Nummer 1, 2 und 3 jetzt eigentlich gemacht und ich bin mir sicher, wir sind noch nicht fertig. Ich bin mir sicher, in den nächsten Monaten, wenn ihr mal zurückdenkt, vor 12 Monaten kam Bootcamp Nummer 1, vor 6 Monaten kam Bootcamp Nummer 2, jetzt kommt Bootcamp Nummer 3. Guess what, was in 6 Monaten kommen wird, Freunde. Ich bin mir ziemlich sicher, dass es genauso weitergehen wird, weil die Resonanz, die wir bekommen, ist einfach nur der Hammer. Deswegen, Guys, vielen, vielen Dank an jeden von euch. Ich habe gestern auch während dem Bootcamp eigentlich einfach noch eine Story gemacht, habe mich da bedankt. Schaut da auf jeden Fall mal gerne dabei. Dieses Dankeschön geht wirklich an jeden. Mit den Worten, ich will noch mal ganz kurz 1, 2 Worte zu Rock verlieren. Der Typ ist eine absolute Inspiration. Ihr seht, Trade House Europe, auf dem Zoom-Call sind wir heute und das ist wirklich krank, weil Trade House ist genau das, wofür dieser Typ eigentlich steht. Es ist der Hammer. Ich glaube, wenn es einen gibt hier auf diesem Call, der mit Trading verkörpern kann, was wir alle erreichen wollen, ich sage euch, dieses Danny steht mittlerweile an einem geilen Punkt im Trading, ich stehe mittlerweile an einem geilen Punkt im Trading, Finn steht mittlerweile an einem geilen Punkt im Trading. Aber Freunde, ich sage euch, wir stehen hier und Mr. Kumer steht hier. Das ist so geisteskrank, was dieser Typ mitgeben kann. Danny, du kannst noch ein paar Worte verlieren, bevor ich dann ins Englische übergehe und einfach noch 1, 2 Sätze sagen, weil mein Englisch ist echt scheiße, ich sage euch.
Safe. Also Yannick hat es bereits richtig gesagt. Es läuft echt gut, aber bei Rock, was er alles kann, was er alles drauf hat, was wir alles von ihm lernen konnten. Ich habe Momente gehabt, da dachte ich persönlich, okay, ich weiß nicht, ob ich jetzt noch so viel lernen kann. Ich habe GoLive echt durchgesuchtet und dann habe ich mir die nächste Session von Rock angeguckt und ich habe wieder 20 neue Sachen gelernt. Und ich dachte, was geht denn jetzt ab? Er bringt immer so viel Neues da rein, in diese ganzen Sessions. Er bringt so viel Input, so viel Mindset. Das ist insane. Ja, aber wir wollen das natürlich nicht länger rauszögern. Yannick.
Genau, ich habe zu Rock geschrieben, so ab 12, 13 nach wird er hier auf diesem Call oder wird seinen Part ankommen, wird er speaken. Und wie gesagt, ich habe euch gesagt, was er vorbereitet hat. In dem Sinne, I switch to German Rock, I switch to English. Rock, it's a pleasure to have you on this call. We're very thankful to have you on this call. I edified you in German for the German guys, so I think it's your turn. Smash the input. Thanks for everything, bro.
I mean, guys, thank you so much for having me on this call. It's amazing to, do it for German team once again, right? I literally just came from Ulm last weekend. So I'm super, super excited, of course, to throw down for German team as well. So what's up, guys? Welcome again on kind of like a call, kind of like a boot camp that you guys doing. Super, super excited and grateful that I can be here with you guys, throw down a little bit more about the mindset and everything today. Chart work, we usually do the chart work every single day on the GoLive session, so we're not going to spend too much on it. And I know that boys like Danny and Janik they're going to be like taking you guys from step one to step, let's say, success throughout the bootcamp and everything. So today is definitely kind of like more mindset call with me over here. So if you guys have any specific question when it comes to that, you can definitely drop it in the chat. I have my chat open over here, so I will definitely answer some of the question here. But one of the biggest thing that I feel that is definitely really important to start is discipline, right? Especially, think about it. Our generation, we were never, let's say, really taught on the process growing up how to be really disciplined, right? I still believe that we do need to, I know that in Germany, you don't have that, just like we don't have it over here in Slovenia. Going for that military thing for like a 6 months to 1 year after you're let's say 18 years old and all that, which in my opinion, talking to older generation, that's where they kind of like got that discipline nailed down. So we're kind of like being soft, if you put it that way. Our generations are like really being soft. And why is that really crucial to talk about it is because once we go through the entire process of going to the school, high school, then college, and then essentially going to job or whatever, we have kind of like structure into a day, how we essentially live every single day by design of, we can call them a matrix or whatever, right? So once we are in the mindset of, let's say, we're not wanting to go and live whatever, the matrix want us to do, it definitely requires a lot of thinking process, of course, a lot of discipline, trading, building the business, having, let's say, the completely ordinary business outside of this IM require discipline and, of course, action taking and all that. But let's just stick with the discipline. So when I was, let's say, daydreaming inside of the high school, that I want to do something better from my life. I want to do something greater. I want to be, let's say, next level. I want to be out of 9 to 5. I don't want to be, let's say, stuck with a matrix. I noticed that I do need to be disciplined every single day, no matter what the outcome is. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when we go through, let's say, training, when we go through building the business, right, it's going to happen that we're going to have bad days, bad weeks, bad months, right? We're going to be also, let's say, if you're IBO, leader is going to be leaving your organization, you're going to lose a team, you're whatever. So the importance of discipline is that we do habits, like every single day habits, no matter how we feel. So if I look back into my journey, is like when I was in the process of like really studying the charts and studying the market, there are days that your mind is kind of like playing a trick on you and trying to like convince you that now, what, you can just lay down, or you just be like, take a nap, you don't need to do work today, you can do it tomorrow. Or you have a bad day or bad week so far on the trading, you don't need to do anything today, take a break and all that. And discipline it's that kind of like, we could be calling like a skill set, or it's not even a skill set, but like discipline is what is keeping us going, no matter how we feel about certain things, right? And this is what is really important. And it's not a motivation, because like if we are motivated or inspired, you're going to just do, let's say, go to fitness just because you are motivated. But like looking through 365 days throughout the year, how many days you're like really motivated to go in a gym? Maybe 30 days, right? So like now you can see the difference of like going 30 days into this fitness and having somebody that is disciplined and go into the fitness every single day, no matter how he feels, right? Or she feels. So the result is going to be completely different. So now we can see that the biggest edge that somebody has is that discipline, doing something that even, let's say, for example, you don't feel like it, but you do it every single day, right? And this is what is really important to understand. And Andy Frisella, there's a person that I listen a lot of times on the podcast, right? Andy Frisella, you can just type it in the YouTube, whatever. He said as well that, you know, to really be disciplined, a lot of people, let's say, for example, you decided today, all right, I'm going to be a six-figure trader. I want to be chairman 10. And then what you're looking at, let's say, for example, I don't know who is your chairman leader in Germany, whether it's Ilya, Marvin, Maurice, I don't know. And then you're looking to them and you're like, well, I can see him doing this. And it's like now 5 things, or let's say 10 things that you can see that person is doing every single day. And then what you do, and this is what is really problem for us, is that when we decide, we tend to do all those 10 things the next day, you know, and then trying to match that work ethic, which is the wrong thing. The reason why it's the wrong thing is like, if you can do that, let's say, till your motivation lasts, till your inspiration lasts, which could be, I don't know, like a few days, maybe 2-3 weeks. And after that, what's going to happen? You're going to be kind of like feel gassed out, right? You're going to feel tired. You're going to be like, well, this is really not working. You know, I don't see the results that I want to see yet. I have so much things that I do every single day. I'm really tired and all that. So this is one of the biggest thing that a lot of people do at the beginning, trying to do everything in one scoop. So instead of that, try to do this. Try to do, let's say, 3 things, whatever that thing is, right? So let's say, for example, if you go to fitness, trying to do 6-pack, just do, I don't know, 2 HIIT trainings, do a little bit of a, let's say, fix your lunch, for example, or do a little bit more clean breakfast, whatever it is. And then when you see that that is now, let's say, implemented, and you can see that you are doing that easily, then you can go next level and add another 2 options or another 3 options to you, right? So like, it's exactly the same thing for trading. Let's say, for example, I want to be a 6-figure trader, right? Okay, cool. What I need to do? All right, there's a boot camp, team calls, back testing, all this, and then your mind just explode because you have all those stuff that you need to do, and there's no time throughout the day. So what we need to do is like gradually adopt certain things. So let's say, okay, where do I start? All right, I need bootcamp so I can create a base on understanding of what smart money really is, right? Okay, so I will watch 1 or 2 videos per day. And then I will try to be on the team calls every single weekend or every single day. Okay. Okay. So those are the first 2 things that we're going to do. After 2 to 3 weeks, when you really start to see, all right, this is easy now. I have that schedule in my day. I can see that is like, okay, it's giving me some sort of consistency. Okay. We add another one. So let's say then we do, I don't know, back testing for 30 minutes a day, or do a demo trade, or whatever it is, just, and then gradually adding on a skill set after skill set and trying to be 1% better every single day. And once you're going to see that, what's going to happen is now eventually you're going to be having 5, 10, maybe 15 things that you can do throughout the day. And then you can see that after that, you're like, oh my God, you know, I've accomplished so much things throughout the day. And once you have a discipline to do those things every single day, no matter how you feel, that's then the biggest edge of like seeing somebody winning and you feel that that person succeed over the night, and then somebody that's like not having consistency in any results whatsoever, right? So that was one of the biggest mistakes that I started to do in the beginning, when I just trying to eat every information, every knowledge, everything, you know, and just try to throw everything back in big action and all that, which was wrong, because after that, my mind was completely confused. I was not 100% in one thing that I was doing, right? And the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of times this happens when you go through the bootcamp. And I know that you guys are doing now in Germany, a bootcamp in Germany. So it's like, let's say, for example, we have it in the trade house as well. It's on a GoLive about smart money, right? Don't do the mistake of that everybody does, right? They want to do, let's say, for example, the entire bootcamp in one go, which is the wrong thing. Because what happened is that when you eat every single video after video after video, and you go through the entire bootcamp, let's say in 2 to 3 days, Once you're done with that and you go behind the chart, you're like, your mind has so much options because it remembers just a small glimpse of things from that video or about this concept or a structure, break structure. And after that, you don't even know what to do in the marketplace, right? And this is a lot of times, you know, a big problem when people come to me on the GoLive and ask like, Rock, I went to the bootcamp, I go to the charts, I don't even know what should I do? What is the next thing? The problem with that is, which is the common thing, is like people just eat videos after videos without going into the charts. So the best thing to learn through that is like, all right, go through each video. If there is, let's say, a specific concept being break down, what you need to do, you need to go on the chart after the video when your mind is still fresh, your knowledge is still fresh, and find 5 to 10 setups for buy, for bullish setups, and 5 to 10 setups for bearish setups. That way you implement that information, right? So it's like literally kind of like a school. You go through the classroom, you learn some things, and then you have homework. So you practice what you just learned, right? And then you can gradually level up, right? Because like each video is like a next step on the previous video. But if you just go through the entire thing, you essentially, imagine if you just run through the entire stairs in your house right now, when you go to the top level, you're going to be gassed out, right? But if you do gradually, step by step, you're not going to be having, let's say, gassed out on top of it, right? So it's like exactly the same principle. So the reason why I'm saying that is because the most important thing is having a really strong foundation, a really strong base understanding on the concepts that you can always fall back to. Why I'm saying that is like, if I would be showing you my desktop, I have folders after folders after folders of stuff that I back tested, right? Probably over 1,000 setups for buy, probably over 1,000 setups for sell, institutional candlestick, break of structure, imbalances, mitigation candlestick, you name it, everything is in there, right? And the reason why is that is because those screenshots that I do are the physical and visual representation that concepts and smart money works. So when you see yourself that you're, let's say, slipping, that you have, let's say, a bad week, bad month, you know, kind of like red numbers, stop losses after stop loss, a lot of times that happened to me is when I kind of like started to be, let's say, over cocky inside of the marketplace. Kind of like forget the basic and started kind of like overcomplicate the entire, let's say, thinking process inside of the marketplace. So once I go back and I can go through the screenshots and screenshots and screenshots, it's kind of like reminding myself of basics. So the answer for that is like always go back to the basics. When you feel it's like overwhelming inside of the marketplace, that is too much for you, your mind sees too much, back to basics, right? Structure, break of structure, candlestick, bias, all that, right? And that way you're going to be starting to see, okay, this is now easy process. Okay, 5 things that I need to see in the marketplace, that's my entry, right? Because if we get overcomplicated, we usually kind of like get it to like a cramp to even do any actions. Like we're not really comfortable with taking any actions because we feel that we're not, let's say, really comfortable or confident that that trade is even going to play out. And a lot of time we say, you know what? Okay, even if I see this candlestick, yeah, it has a lot of opportunity to work, but I see all this shenanigans. I'm like, I don't know if I want to take it. And then you go back a few hours behind, let's say you go out to a walk, workout, whatever it is. And then you come back and you see that exactly candlestick worked perfectly. And after you see the price action work, you're like, oh my God, this was like just a perfect entry. But because you were in your mind too complex, right? Too much gears were spinning, you're like, all right, you yourself is kind of like one of the worst enemy, let's put it that way, to not have results in the marketplace, right? So that's what's really is important. And you can see that we just, went from discipline into this, and it's connected, right? It's connected because you have to have a discipline to do all those, let's say, one video, let's say, for example, go through every single day through the one video and then do the back testing on that video, what you just learned. And once you're going to go through that, you're going to be having one of the best breakthroughs as well, because then he's actually going to be, okay, I see the daily bias, bam. I see the candlestick, bam. I see the order flow, bam. right? And it's going to be like all come together as a puzzle. Okay. Everything's just going to come together as a puzzle. And when it comes to the discipline, if I go back to like let's say my process and my journey, going from 9 to 5 to pretty much quit 9 to 5. This is where essentially a lot of us, we start with that vision in our mind, like we don't want to be stuck in 9 to 5. And one of the biggest factor that I was not aware and nobody was telling me about it is that one good thing with, let's say, Matrix designing school system and, the work and all that is they design the structure of how our day looks like. And when we ditch, let's say, our boss, when you're not, let's say, not in 9 to 5 anymore, you're your own boss. And this is where a lot of people also fail. And the reason they're failing is because they're not capable of being their own boss. Again, their own boss. You have to be now the person to kick you in the butt to do things every single day, no matter how you feel. Again, back to discipline, right? And it took me 6 months to figure out all those stuff that I need to do throughout the day. Because now, once you ditch your boss, let's say, for example, you quit 9 to 5, you have all the day to your schedule to do about it, right? So nobody's telling you that now you are the responsible of how your day is going to look like. And it took me 6 months to really figure out that, man, I'm wasting so much time that I cannot get back because I don't have structure through the day. So then I was like, all right, I sleep too much, right? That's one thing. Because I'm kind of like lazy person. And I was like, to give you guys kind of like my mindset before all this Forex journey, is like, I was able to sleep till like 11 a.m., noon, no problem, right? And I was living in a mindset that, like, for example, if you are in the weekend or you have a vacation or whatever, and you're a person to wake up at 7 a.m., I'm like, you have a mental disorder to wake up at 7 a.m. and if you have a free day. That was my mindset, right? And I was like, let's say, growing up, going to the Forex, going to the IM and all that, I was like, man, you know what? There is so much more to life than just sleep. Because I was then thinking about it. If I live whatever, let's say the healthcare, whatever is telling us, it's like, all right, you need to sleep 8 hours a day. Okay, yeah, cool. I get it. It's health and all that. But what scares me is thinking about this. So if I live theoretically, right, 100 years, and if I sleep 8 hours a day, I will be spending in a sleep 33.3% of my life. So they're telling me that if I live 100 years, I will need to spend 33.3 years in bed. 33.3 years of life just spending in bed. I'm like, hell no. I want to experience life. I want to see the world. I want to be around people, right? So what I did, I knew that I was like really lazy people, ditching the alarm clock. It was easy for me. No problem. So like, I was now in a position to figure out how can I be disciplined no matter how I feel. And what I did, I found, because I love sports, right? I was training volleyball, probably like 12 years. Then I went to fitness. And then I found Muay Thai. I fell in love with it. And the gym, the trainer that is training me, has the first class at 6 a.m. So I was like, all right, I have a private lessons, right? And I was like, what is the earliest that I can get a session from you? And he said like 6 a.m. Perfect. Because now I'm obligated to come to the gym because he will be there and I'm paying that dude to train me, right? So it's like, now I'm not having a luxury to ditch the alarm clock. Now I have to wake up and show up because there is a person waiting for me. So again, see, discipline and responsibility. So I had to structure a thing that is preventing me to fall into a lazy category, right? So now I'm obligated to a certain individual to show up at a specific time, totally out of the comfort zone, right? Do I feel sleepy sometimes? Oh, yes. I'm dragging my ass to the gym at like 5:45 in snow in winter where everything is cold and I'm showing up. right? There are days that I'm like hyped at 5:20, alarm clock goes up, I'm ready to rock and roll, right? But again, those are like maybe 30 days out of 365, right? So again, just the mindset, what I'm trying to show you guys is the mindset, how I structure my day when I become, let's say, my own boss. And it comes from the discipline. So now, even if I go sleep like 2 a.m., I'm waking up at 4:45 because I have to be in the gym at 6 a.m. Right? So it's like now I don't have a luxury to sleep. No, yeah, okay, cool. I feel some, let's say, sluggish throughout some days and you take a nap. All right, cool. I get that, right? But I'm just trying to show you guys the mindset, the discipline, responsibility of how you structure your own day. And the reason why I'm telling you guys, because I know that a lot of you guys are going to be becoming successful in the next year or so, and you are going to be in a position to potentially quit 9 to 5 and become your own boss. And it's really important to start thinking about it. How you're going to design your own day, how you're going to structure your day. And it's going to be really connected to the discipline factor of how your day is going to look like. Because again, you are your own, essentially the biggest enemy to prevent you to be the most successful version of yourself. So it's all about the discipline, because again, there are going to be rainy days, there are going to be all that, but you have to go through, all that process, watching videos, doing the, let's say, boring things that nobody is doing, but you know that those things are actually going to be leveling you up, right? So that's one of the most important thing, right? And to just like, if I give you guys a really good example, a simple job to do right now, maybe today after you're done with all the calls, just pick a random book, right? It can be some fairy tale, it can be something for personal development, which I would love to be that, and read the entire page. Just read it. And after that page, ask yourself what you just read. That's the first, let's say, challenge that I do to everybody that joins my team. Because what happened is that after those one-page read, a lot of people cannot even remember what they just read because their mind was completely in a different atmosphere. And that's the visual and proof how we are lacking control on our own mind, right? We are daydreaming. We're out there physically. We're here, but we're out there. And this was me back in high school. Like I was physically in the class, but like mentally, I was like traveling the world, right? Trying to be somebody, having cars, luxury, all that, blah, 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 blah. But I understand one thing: to live that life, I need to find something that is going to pay me way more than salary, that I'm not going to have boss, that I can do something on the internet so I can be wherever in the world I want to be, and I can essentially earn money. And luckily trading came to my life. So we could be calling that kind of like a law of attraction. But it took a lot of energy and time in the beginning to go through all that hurdle, right? I didn't have GoLive like you guys have. So I really had to be disciplined to go through all the speed bumps in my journey, to go through all the challenges with enthusiasm and positivity, because there were days, guys, I'm promising you, there are days that I was literally thinking that I'm going to quit. Like I was like this close, but because I was kind of like lazy, I was saying, you know what, how many times you said I'm going to go on a diet, I will fix my diet to get a six-pack next Monday. And that Monday never comes, right? So I was exactly saying, you know what, I'll quit tomorrow. Just like I will start a diet tomorrow, I'll quit tomorrow. And that tomorrow never came, right? And I try one more time. So the biggest difference right now between me and you guys is I try one more time. When I felt like nothing's going on my way, like I'm completely failure, burn accounts, like nothing, I don't see the result, no withdrawal, nothing. A lot of people say, you know what, that's the time to quit and jump on another shiny object, whatever that is, right? But I said, you know what? No, I'm still going to stick with that. I'm going to stick with that. I'll do one thing for the rest of my life and see where that takes me. And there you go, right? 2014, I started. We're now in 2023, being an educator over here for more than 7 years on this platform. Just that mindset, right? Of being disciplined enough to go through all that speed bumps. Look where I'm right now. And I don't want to, let's say, sound egoistic or, like say, impress you on that. No, I'm just trying to show you guys that the mindset, the discipline to go to all that is going to take you to the heights that you don't even understand right now. Right? Because the reason why you guys don't have the result right now, let's go specifically into the money. The reason why I don't have the money that you desire right now is because your mind is not capable to control that sum of energy. Because we need to understand that money is just the energy, right? So like in Germany, maybe you are guys kind of like, you know, through the system that you have been raised up, through the family that you have been raised up, you are, let's say, comfortable with working 1,000 euros a month, 2,000 euros a month, maybe 3,000 euros a month, somewhere around that, right? Over here in Slovenia, we are talking about like 600, 700, 800,000, maybe 1,100 euros per month. And that's the sum of energy that we know how to control. A lot of people don't even essentially know how to control their own money, right? So you can have $1 million, which is, let's say, this amount of energy, with the mindset with this amount of capability of controlling the energy. And the really good example of that is imagine, or not even imagine, how many people that get jackpot lottery, right? Millions and millions and millions. And then 3 years down the road, they end up even in the worst position before they pay that lottery ticket. Why is that? Again, because they cannot control the energy that money has, right? Rarely anybody do smart things with that money. Everybody just go to what? Material things, buying houses, private jets, cars, all the things that are just draining money away from you instead of making cash flow, because they're not aware, of course, how the energy works. So it's the same with us. We cannot think that that's going to be the trading is going to be giving us a speed or shortcut to be a 7 figures. No. There is no magical strategy that is going to give you a one-hit wonder, meaning like you're going to be having one trade is going to be taking you to like $1 million. No, it's not going to happen that fast. But in the process of becoming 6-7 figure trader, you will have all these challenges in front of you that you have to go through. Burning accounts, figuring out your own risk to reward, even figuring out what time frame works best to you. Somebody smaller time frame, somebody higher time frame, is totally fine. So finding your character. So like every failure, every challenge that you have in front of you is shaping you into the person that you are at 6 figures, at 7 figures, at 8 figures, and so on and so forth. Right? But it's the process of going there. It's like literally going on top of the mountain. I know that I want to be up there, but I have to go step by step. And along the way, there might be rocks that I might be, you know, cutting myself on the arms. There might be like some going through the woods and all stuff and getting a little bit, you know, things on the skin, you know, mosquitoes, whatever. Those are the challenges going on the mountain. And the training is exactly the same thing, right? So think about this. Once you get the skill set, guys, you have it for life. And once you understand how the matrix works, how everything is manipulated, markets is manipulated, price action is manipulated, everything around us is manipulated to hurt us in a way, right? And once you understand that, the only way you can win is using that matrix for you. Because I see a lot of people, even my old friend is like, you know, I really don't like how everything is manipulated. I just want to go away living outside of the matrix. But okay, cool. You know, you want to go vegan, whatever. Perfect. Because think about this. It's like, okay, that person hates money, hates phones, like 5G, all this conspiracy theory, all that. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, if you want to see yourself successful or living your life, let's say, in an easy way, you cannot escape the matrix. It's impossible, right? Because construction of matrix is so strong. So the only way we can win here is using matrix in our advantage. And how we do that, we first have to understand how matrix even works, right? And how everything is manipulated. And smart money is teaching you guys exactly that mindset. And I live in that mindset. So like, I know that, let's say, for example, right now, it's a big crisis. You know, the electricity bills are going skyrocketing and taxes are skyrocketing and all that. People majority of people right now are living in the mindset, oh my God, government, oh, I'm broke, I don't have that money. Everybody's focusing on problem and playing the victims, aka victim mentality. That's where people are being stuck in the matrix. I'm like, it kind of like, sorry for the words here, pissing me off seeing people think about that. I'm like, change the mindset. So, okay, government is going to steal more money from me through taxes. So I need to find opportunity to make more money, because that's the only way how I can win in this game. If I'm going to just stick in the 9 to 5 and complain, oh my God, bosses is not giving me more salary, and you just complain. I see a lot of people a little bit older than me. They want better salary in the job, but they don't want to have more responsibility in the job. Because again, the salary goes higher because of the responsibility. That's why I have workers in the factory just doing normal things for the 8 hours, and that's what they care of. Then you have bosses, because now bosses have more responsibility of how that team works, and so on and so on. So hierarchy, right? People think that 9 to 5 is not this, what everybody tells the network marketing is. So, and that's what we really need to understand. It's like, all right, you love your salary? No. Okay, what are you going to do about it? Like, what are you going to do about it? Complaining is not a solution. So now you have to be on the solution-based mindset. Okay, you do 8 hours a day. You see that salary it's trash. You want to be going to Bali, Maldives, whatever. How are you going to get the money? Start learning a new skill set on the times that you have. So like, think about it. 8 hours of work. You usually go, let's say 8 hours plus working, going to work and all that. So like 10 hours is already going out of the window, just going to 9 to 5. You still have 14 hours. All right, let's say you sleep 8 hours a day. Let's put it that way. So like 10 plus 8, 18 hours. Okay, 6 hours. What are you doing in those 6 hours? If you just invest another 90 minutes or 2 hours into a new skill set, in the year or two, you are going to be in a position to earn at least equal amount of what the salary is. At least. Right? So then you are in a position to, all right, if you put more focus and energy into that opportunity, whatever you found, you have, of course, no limit usually. Right? Because you don't have your own boss. And that's the mindset that is going to put you on a way better trajectory in your life than sticking and complaining and playing the victim. Right? So this is what you really have to understand. Even in, let's say, in your business. Let's say, for example, your team quit. You don't see the result for 6 months inside of this opportunity. That's not a reason to quit. You have to ask yourself, okay, what do I need to change on my daily basis to get the result that Leon has, that Yannick has, right? What can I do different? Where am I lacking the discipline on? That's what you have to think about it, because a lot of times, and I'll give you guys a gold nugget right over here. The reason why I came so far in the business is I put myself in a really interesting position that I found it's kind of like a really key component to a lot of things, because emotions a lot of times are kind of like blocking a rational thinking or logical thinking. Because, if you have anger and all that and anxiety, you don't find a solution. Really good example. How many times you guys were in argument with somebody on a completely basic team or whatever that is not even that important, but you have a blow off argument with somebody, and then you went home and before you go sleep in your bed, when everything is quiet, you start thinking, man, I should say this, or man, I shouldn't say that. And if I didn't do that, or if I didn't say that, the conversation would be completely different, or I wouldn't be in an argument with that person. Why is that? Because we put our emotions to dictate how we react and how we respond. So what I start to do is, like, when I have a challenge in front of me, I'm not letting my emotions to dictate how I'm going to act, let's say, next. What I'm doing is, like, I'm asking myself, okay, I have this challenge. Let's say, for example, IBO. I have this challenge in my team. Somebody wants to cross recruit, whatever. I'm thinking, okay, what would Maurice do in this situation? What would Robin do this situation? What would Ilya do in this situation? What would Matt Rosser do in this situation? What would Alex Wharton do in this situation? When I started to do that, I started to think like somebody else. And that somebody else, that persona that I created, did not have emotions that I feel at that time. Anger, anxiety, whatever it is. And because I started to do that, I was able to start thinking about logically. Okay, maybe I need to call this person. Maybe I need to meet up with that person. Maybe I need to say, you know what? Okay, let him go. But I see that I'm lacking on the leadership skills. So I have to be better at leadership. So my team is going to get that much value that somebody's not even going to think about it to go into another team, because I will pretty much drown my organization in so much value. They're going to be like, oh, I'm so lucky to be in Yannick's team, for example. Right? So it's like that way of thinking really bring me so far in my journey, just thinking about somebody else. What would somebody else do? And a lot of times I was in an argument. Well, essentially person wanted to start an argument, and I saw if I stay cool, right, and I'm not putting more fuel to the fire, I'm like, even if he was right or whatever, I was like, okay, you can win a battle, but you're not going to win the war. Right? So maybe I did something wrong, but I know what I'm doing, let's say, moving forward and all that. So I'm a lot of times just, leaving somebody to have a right opinion over me, whatever. I give them satisfaction on the argument, and I just go away, and that person can be thrown off emotionally for the entire day. And then I'm just like, you know what? That situation didn't even budge. It didn't even change how I should live, right? It was not, let's say, life important decision, whatever. And I just walk away and do my own thing, right? So how many times, people came to you and start arguing, I am pyramid, this is not going to work, blah, 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 you're scamming people. They just don't see what you see because they don't have your own mind, right? They don't see themselves going next level. And then they become the best fans because they're going to see all your stories. They're going to see you in Zagreb, maybe even on stage, recognition for P2K, P5K, and so on and so forth. Maybe you become an educator over here on this platform. What they're going to do, they're going to be they're going to be your fans because they're going to be seeing your story. Of course, they're going to don't like because they have egos, of course, but they're going to see everything that you do. And they're going to be talk about with other friends about you on the drinks and all that. And you're going to be like, yeah, that person was lucky. Yeah, he was just, he started at the right time. Now it's probably not the right time. Yeah, but he's just, doing whatever with that person, blah, blah, blah. Just because they have those egos, right? And I just think that I kind of like showed you guys kind of like the mindset of kind of like, I'm not going to say like adultness, if you put it that way, but like responsibility to taking actions and responsibility to being disciplined and being aware. That's pretty much being aware. And once you start to like really think about situation a little bit logically, a lot of answers come to you. A lot of breakthroughs comes to you, because a lot of times it's like we see so complex thing that is happening to us. And a lot of times the answer is so simple, but we just kind of like, because we have mind all over the place, we don't see that solution simple. And I'll give you guys another nugget before I go. Whatever you're experiencing as a challenge in your life, guys, you have to understand that, let's say, for example, you decide right now to be a chairman 10. The first challenge that might be happening already in the next few minutes or in the next hour, universe is going to test you. Is that really what you want? There's going to be somebody, I don't know. It's like, it's going to be something from your personal life, whatever, something that you instantly going to feel that it's like, okay, this is now blocking me to be a chairman. That's going to be the first challenge. Let's say you solve that. You go through that challenge, you solve it, whatever. Every challenge after that is going to be how hard you actually want to be a chairman, right? Think about it as a game. When you start a game, it's kind of like easy challenge. And when you progress through the game, the challenges are getting harder and harder and harder, but you usually get a better weapon, better armor. It's exactly the same thing in life. You get a better vision, you have a better experience, you're more emotionally intelligent, you have a better discipline, you're more wise, right? And that's how you progress in your life. And every challenge, guys, every challenge that you have in your life is going to be challenge that you can solve. Universe will never, ever, ever challenge you with something that you cannot solve. Never. The problem with our generation is that everybody just stick those challenges somewhere in the back of their mind, go smoking weed, right? And then just when those challenges pile up and collapse to them, that's when the anxiety, depression started. That's where people become suicidal on the BS. And the reason why that happened, and this is just my own opinion personally, people lack action. Anxiety and depression is a result of your body telling you physically, let's move, let's do something. But because we condition our mind to be so lazy, we feel it like, oh my God, life is happening to me. I'm depressed, I'm anxiety, pills and all that. No. The reason why people get into anxiety and depression is because they are taught that that's, first of all, negative, which is not, but it's actually body telling you, we need to move. I'm here in this 3D reality, in this world, to do something. Let's do some action, whatever it is. Let's not be lazy. Let's do something. That's what anxiety and depression really is. Right? And once you put yourself in a problem-solving mindset, you're never going to be feeling depressed and anxiety. Yes, you're going to feel fear and all that. Of course, that's natural response. But again, that's going to be fuel to thinking process. How can you go through that thing that is giving you the fear? How can you solve it? Right? Because it's challenging you. It's not a problem, it's a challenge. Different word, different energy behind it, right? So with that being said, guys, I think I definitely blow the roof off of your mind, guys. So I hope you definitely write some things down, and that I inspire you guys to start thinking a little bit of a different version of yourself, a little bit different, let's say, way of thinking. Maybe some clocks started to spin, some gears starting to spin in their mind. And if you had any breakthroughs, definitely, guys, you're more than welcome to show on my GoLive. Thank you so much, Yannick, again, to organize this call, and Danny, for you, of course, to be as a co-host. So super excited to be in Zagreb. I wish that all of you guys are going to be there, because it's going to be, I'm going to give you this, right? I'm going to spoil a little bit. I personally were on every single convention from 2016 since I've been in this company. And what's going to be in Zagreb, how this event is structured, is, in my opinion, going to be one of the best and one of the biggest conventions that this company ever hosted. And we are so lucky to have it in Europe. Oh my God. Right? So definitely, guys, if you're like on the edge, whether I should go or should I not go in Zagreb, guys, committed, because I'm promising you guys are going to have one of the biggest breakthrough, and you're going to be grateful that you were in Zagreb, because you're going to be experiencing literally the history of this company. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much. And we're going to see each other tomorrow for the London Open. Peace out.
Rock, you blow my mind. Thank you. In Zagreb, I will fall on my knees and thank you for everything you did to me, to this team. Thanks. Guys, ich switch kurz in Deutsch. Rock hat's gesagt. Wir waren alle schon auf so vielen, oder die meisten hier waren schon auf so vielen Conventions. Und ihr habt es gesehen, wie Deutschland einfach aufgezeigt hat, wie Germany auf Conventions einfach aufgezeigt hat. Es war wirklich so, ist Italien da? Ja. Ist Frankreich da? Ja. Ist das da? Ja. Und dann ist Deutschland da, und dann ging es ab. Die Halle hat gebebt. Deswegen, Deutschland ist so krass im Aufzeigen. Deswegen geht alle auf Instagram. Jeder von euch hat ein Instagram-Profil. Zu 100%. Wer kein Instagram-Profil hat, du lebst im letzten Jahrtausend. Jeder hat ein Instagram-Profil. Geht auf Rock sein Profil und schreibt ihm einfach nur eine Privatnachricht. Dankt ihm für das, was er für uns auf diesem Call getan hat. Dankt ihm dafür, weil das war wirklich, oder Österreich oder Schweiz, mir egal, woher du kommst, dankt ihm für das, was er getan hat für uns auf diesem Call. Weil ich sage euch, wie es ist, Danny hat mir während dieses Calls geschrieben, Bro, ich habe schon so lange keine GoLive mehr angeschaut im Mindset-Bereich, die mich so umgehauen hat. Und ich sage euch, wie es ist, mir geht es genauso. Ich habe schon lange nicht mehr so krassen Mindset-Input mitbekommen, wie hier eben gerade. Und ich bin mittlerweile seit über 2 Jahren bei dieser Company, und Rock hat gerade meinen kompletten Kopf genommen, hat ihn einmal geschüttelt und hat ihn auf den Boden geworfen, hat ihn wieder aufgehoben und ich bin jetzt gerade dabei, ihn wieder zusammenzusetzen. Ich habe so unglaublich viele Notizen gemacht. Es ist völlig, völlig verrückt. Vielen, vielen Dank. Much love. Unbelievable. Danny, Bro, mir fehlen die Worte. Du musst übernehmen.
Mir fehlen auch die Worte. Es ist geisteskrank. Also ich hab mein ganzes Handy hier vollgeschrieben, wie man es sieht. Da sind so viele Nuggets, die gedroppt worden sind. Und wie Janik bereits gesagt hat, ich habe ihm privat geschrieben, dass ich wirklich nie oder schon lange nicht mehr so viel gelernt habe wie heute auf dieser Session. Er hat mir Sachen gesagt, da habe ich mich selber persönlich echt erwischt gefühlt, ja. Ich bin so ein Mensch, Rock hat es perfekt gesagt, ich bin ein Mensch, vor 10 Uhr oder 11 Uhr siehst du mich nicht lebend. Keine Chance. Ich bin im Bett und ich bin Feierabend. Ja, ab 11 Uhr, da fängt es langsam an, dass ich mal anwesend bin. Ja, und da fängt mein Tag an. London Open, noch nie gesehen. Ja, blöd gesagt. Und da hat er mich wirklich gecatcht, als er gesagt hat, dass 1/3 unseres Lebens, wenn wir 8 Stunden schlafen, an Schlaf weggeht. Ja, 1/3. Wenn wir 100 Jahre leben, sind 33,333 Jahre futsch. Und das hat mich echt gecatcht, wenn ich überlege, wie lange ich teilweise schlafe. Und ich denke, ich bin nicht der Einzige. Und das hat mir nochmal so einen richtigen Mindshift gegeben, zu sagen, ey, komm, egal wie scheiße der Tag vorher war, egal wie lange du wach warst, steh früher auf, mach die ganzen Sachen. Ja, ich persönlich, ich habe schon oft erlebt, wie ich richtig früh aufgestanden bin und ich habe richtig viel geschafft und ich habe mich echt gut gefühlt. Trotzdem habe ich es nie umgesetzt, diese Consistency reinzubringen. Und da muss ich echt mal ein großes Lob an Rock rausbringen, dass er das Ganze nochmal zum Thema gebracht hat. Und ich hoffe wirklich, dass sich jeder extrem viel aufgeschrieben hat. Ich hoffe wirklich, dass sich jeder diese ganzen Notizen nochmal durchliest und wirklich lernt. Was mich zum Beispiel auch richtig getroffen hat, oder was ist getroffen, wo ich gesagt habe, da habe ich noch nie drüber nachgedacht. Als er gesagt hat, dass man sich ein Buch nehmen soll, eine Seite lesen soll und sich überlegen soll, was habe ich gerade eigentlich gelesen. Wenn wir uns überlegen, wie krass wir eigentlich über alles Mögliche gleichzeitig nachdenken. Ja, und er hat es zwar jetzt auf ein Buch bezogen, aber wenn wir uns vor den Charts setzen, was er auch erwähnt hat, und wirklich mal diesen Fokus reinbringen, den wir bei diesem Buch hatten, dann werden wir ganz andere Dinge sehen. Wir werden so konzentriert sein und ich bin, mein Mind ist blown. Ich weiß gar nicht, was ich dazu sagen soll. Das ist verrückt.
Oh, mir geht's genauso. Ich hab mich genauso gecatcht gefühlt mit der Aussage, sobald du, und das hat ihm keiner gesagt, und mir wurde es damals gesagt, aber ich habe es nicht geglaubt und es ist genau das gleiche passiert. Ich bin aus dem 9-to-5 rausgegangen in eine Hauptberuflichkeit. Meine Upline ist damals vor mir schon hauptberuflich gegangen und hat zu mir gesagt, Bro, Weltuntergang, keine Struktur, kein gar nichts mehr, geht gar nicht. Ich bin aus dem 9-to-5 rausgegangen, habe gesagt, boah, ich bin so ein strukturierter Typ, ich krieg das easy hin in 9-to-5. Junge, Alter, ich habe 15 Stunden am Tag geschlafen, saß 2 Stunden vor GoLive, aber weil ich so viel geschlafen habe, war ich so verschlafen vor GoLive, gar nichts mehr, krank. Und wirklich, und Rock hat auch gesagt, so, dieses Never Give Up, vielleicht hast du einfach noch nicht deinen Weg gefunden und du musst diesen Weg finden und du musst einfach was in deinem Tagesablauf changen, um wirklich zu dem Punkt zu kommen. Bei mir war das damals, ich habe ein HFX angefangen und ich hab wirklich, das Leben hat mich getestet. Ich habe keine Auszahlung von White Forest bekommen. Es ging in die Richtung weiter, dass ich dicke Trades verloren habe und so weiter und so fort. Und es war einfach diese Never Give Up Mentality hatte und das hat wirklich dazu geführt, dass ich vom HFX, Felix schreibt rein, HFX, die OGs wissen, vom HFX-Bereich in den Forex-Bereich gekommen bin, im Endeffekt zu Smart Money gekommen bin und da jetzt mittlerweile einfach FTMO-Konten verwalte. Wenn ich damals aufgegeben hätte, gesagt hätte, alles scheiße, wäre ich niemals an den Punkt gekommen, wo ich jetzt bin. Freunde, ich will den Call gar nicht mehr lange ziehen, weil ich habe so viel zum Nachdenken, ich habe so viel zum drüber Mastermind. Wir werden gleich da vorne in meinem Wohnzimmer, ich sage euch, wie es ist, wir werden eine Pfeife anmachen und wir werden so viel Mastermind, ich sage euch, wie es ist. Und ich hoffe, jedem von euch geht das genauso. Deswegen nochmal ganz kurz. Droppt wirklich Rock eine Insta-Message. Droppt uns eine Insta-Message. Zeigt Liebe, zeigt, dass ihr das Ganze wirklich, dass ihr hier viel daraus lernen könnt, dass ihr das Ganze mitgenommen habt. Mit den Worten, morgen wird es nochmal völlig verrückt. Wir hatten am Montag den perfekten Trade. Wir haben heute Rock, der alles kaputt gemacht, alles zerstört hat. Ich sage euch, wie es ist. Und morgen geht es dann wirklich weiter mit einer richtigen Marktanalyse, die Danny mit euch machen wird, mit einer Entry-Findung von mir und Finn. Also dieses Bootcamp ist krass. Ich sage euch, wie es ist. Vielen, vielen Dank für jeden von euch. Vielen, vielen Dank, dass ihr so lange auf diesem Call wart mit den Worten. Ich bin raus. Danny, du hast die letzten Worte.
Hier auch nochmal von mir. Ich wünsche euch allen einen schönen restlichen Abend und wir sehen uns dann morgen um 19 Uhr auf der nächsten Bootcamp-Session, Freunde.